How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to the stream. It's been a while. I'm going to tweet this out. I'm going to watch some high school basketball stuff that I've been wanting to catch up on. Tweet this out. Hope everyone's having a good night and had a good, Tuesday?
Team has won 6 games in a row. They haven't lost since January 2nd. A loaded starting 5 joining Harwell.
They're gonna have
Did
to
we
have
watch a
some
link
help.
game on here? I don't know. Maybe we did.
Jerry
But
Easter is a really tough defender, so the guards are gonna
I
have
enjoy
to step up and score
high
some
school
buckets
ball,
to help
so
Harwell out.
Harwell earlier today was named
Let's
first
get into this
team
game.
All EYBL, scoring 17
What's up,
points a
Spence?
game,
What's up,
grabbing
Riley? How's it
6
going, guys?
rebounds. And Link will start with it. Here's Jerry Easter. Easter
But yeah, we're
scored
just
27 points
hanging out. I'm excited to watch.
in
Chris
their matchup.
cenac,
Wasatch in January, which was a
0 here.
70-55 loss.
He and
Here's
Isaiah
cenac,
Harwell
mid-range in January, which was a
on Wasatch
70-55 loss.
are the two
Here's
biggest
cenac,
names for
mid-range
one.
shot
Those
January,
biggest name
which was a
prospects in this game. There's quite a few
70-55
players
loss.
here who are notable
Here's
and
cenac,
on
mid-range
radars that we'll
Boarded
talk about
quickly
as they
by
come up.
Monsiel.
But
And Chris Cenac can make that shot. He can make that shot.
yeah, hope everyone's doing well.
Guarded, not guarded. But I want to see him get into that lane.
Hope
I want
life
to
is
see Chris
good.
Cenac play.
Isaiah Harwell. There's Harwell right here getting
But I want to see
absolutely
him get into that lane. I want to see
up
Chris
right
Cenac
there.
play inside out tonight.
Very, very
And a
impressive
block.
play by Davion Hanna.
I wanna
That's a
see Chris
prospect.
Cenac play
That's a prospect
inside
I
out
like a
tonight.
lot. Davion
And then
Hanna.
a block.
But I want to see him get into that lane. I want to see Chris.
Guess so. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I was gonna foul.
I said,
Anyways,
Coach
Davion
Eric
Hanna, number
Wolf
4. He's a
missing
really interesting
Indiana
athlete.
back in
Anyway,
07. So, I mean, he can really put the
Easter's
ball in the
Harwell.
basket.
I'm on
So
the floor. Always love to see that.
You won't play at Houston, and I know that.
Always love to see
Oh,
that.
that's a fact. That is a fact. That is a staple
What's
of the
my
Calvin Sampson
Spence
program.
Perry?
So not
I
only
don't
can he
know.
score the ball,
I don't know
you can
anything
see the
about him.
commitment to defense that
Assuming
he
you're-
already has
I
here.
assume you're not
Not
talking
even
about
minute into
UCLA
this
Chet
game,
Perry.
Harwell's diving on the floor for loose balls. Going to fit in
So I
beautifully.
unfortunately don't know about him.
Davion.
A good drive
Diving
by
on the floor for
Davion
loose
Hanna.
balls.
Right
Going
here.
to fit in beautifully with the Cougars.
Good pass.
Davion
Good pass over the
starts
wing.
for
Yeah, I like Hanna a lot.
and Link Academy.
Legend Smiley can knock down shots with the best of them.
And then a make on the other end for Manu
That is
Monsiel.
Mariano Manciel, I think. Manciel.
Two teams
Easter
going at it
is
as
one of the best
Easter
drivers in all of high school
had
basketball. I think he's a bit
grass in front
older.
of him. And then
He might be like
quickly the other
19,
way,
I
here
think,
comes
but
Wasatch,
he's very
no good
explosive
for County.
and gets to the rim
and
very
then bordered
easily.
by Hanna. Track meet type
Yeah.
so far.
Hope everyone's excited for
Easter
March
and
Madness.
Harwell, this is a matchup to watch.
I'm very
Big-time
excited
matchup.
for all
Jerry
the
Easter
sleeper
headed to play for Coach
prospects
Eric
and
Musselman
just
at
the
USC next season.
tournament games.
Strong
Always
heady point
some of the
guard.
best
Jerry
times
Easter
of the year.
headed to play for Coach Eric
to
Musselman
be a
at
basketball
USC
fan.
next season. Strong heady point guard.
Okay, he's
Hanna
on.
tries a three.
Okay, Perry is 23
Strong
on
heady
Link.
point
Yeah, I
guard.
haven't really watched or paid attention to him at all. So
Hanna
I'll
tries a
definitely,
three. Not that time.
I will definitely
9-2
pay
record in
attention.
the EYBL. Riding a
to him
six-game
in
win
this
streak
one.
into the conference tournament.
But
Here's
yeah, no, I
Harwell.
only know the UCLA
Gets a
track
screen from Ekwe.
Harwell.
15. There.
High school basketball is always an experience, man. Even bad high school basketball is fun. Nice drive
Now
by
Hanna
Hanna
throws
again.
it out
there.
to Easter.
cenac. cenac is really
Now
interesting. Like I
Hanna
know a lot of
throws it
people are
out to
really high on
Easter.
him. Yo, what's up, CT? How's it going, buddy?
And cenac with a bobble out of
Who
bounds.
is my
to
March
Wasatch.
Madness favorite
Really
this
good
year?
defense by Ekwe. Keep it
I
Cenac
feel like I'm
in
gonna be
front,
backing
taking that
Drake.
bump,
Our guy Bennett
being strong
Sturts, just like,
defensively.
and that Ben McCollum
Augustine
team.
Ekwe,
Those guys are gonna
Bound for the
be
Aggies
sick.
of New Mexico State,
Um,
committed in early
As for like
October.
top teams, I think
Over
Duke
a
is just
couple
going to be
of
insane. I think
in-state
Duke's going to just
Utah
run through
offers.
everyone. That's what I would
Originally
guess at
from
least.
Lagos,
And
Nigeria.
obviously, my Missouri Tigers. We're winning it
Originally
all.
From Lagos, Nigeria.
Good skip by Cottrell.
Nice
Harmon.
reverse. Harwell for three.
Yeah,
His
our Missouri
first
Tigers
bucket.
are winning it all.
I mean,
That's
but
what's
that's
happening.
not good
actually.
enough.
No,
You're
yeah.
guarding one of the best players.
Three. It's Nigeria.
Dennis Gates has had the strangest arc in
He
Missouri.
is a 46%
But at the moment, he is on the
three-point shooter.
upswing
Makes it
of
even
the
more
wildly
discouraging.
shifting pendulum.
Almost a
So we'll
coin
take
flip.
that. We will take that.
Another Houston-bound big man.
Christian Deck
That's a
pulls
Hannah.
the basket.
Hannah with big man.
Christian Deck
Totally walled off by
pulls the
Junior
basket.
County. Junior County,
Hannah
another
with
player who
just
I
a
like. A good
second, it's
steal by
swiped
Harmon
away.
right there.
Cottrell Harmon with the steal.
Without awareness.
Dominance. With no losses in nearly 3
Let me
months.
turn the volume off. I always forget to do that. But yeah, our Missouri Tigers are taking it all. NBA season's coming to a close. We're getting ready for the playoffs. My Pacers with an incredible win, just an incredible win. My favorite basketball plays are football plays, and the Pacers did a football play and won the game because of it. Absolutely love that. We obviously desperately needed Halliburton back, and we got Halliburton back. And was that a block from your guy? Certainly looks like he was up there contesting. Good drive by Trent Perry. Yeah, that Tyree shot was unreal. I love the 4 verticals play. The 4 verticals play is so good. Just like getting your guys a running start, going into their spots so teams can't like wall you off or foul or anything like that. It's just really good. It's just really good stuff. What else is new? I was hooping in my rec league game last night. We sadly lost, but I had a nice performance. I hit a couple threes, bunch of assists, did my thing. I truly love playing like organized basketball. It is one of the greatest things on earth. Like there are very few things more fun than playing organized basketball, in my opinion. Good deflection. Davion Hannah has been all over the place in this game. I love to see that. That guy's really, really talented. Yeah. Any prospects for the 2025 draft that people are thinking about or have thoughts about recently? Who was I thinking about recently? I'm working on a video for Bennett Sturts. Good defense by Trent Perry right there. Yeah, I'm working on a Bennett Sturts video, which I'm actually very excited about. He is a monster. I would love for cenac to shoot the ball there. Shoot, you're wide open. Shoot, you're wide open. Well, like you're not a shooter to me if you're not shooting the shot. You just have to. Okay, my like 3-minute eye test is I like Trent Perry. I like how he moves, and that's all I've got. But good catch by cenac in traffic, going up strong. Ooh, deep 3. Manseal's good. I always liked him in Wasatch games. I don't know much about him as a prospect. Like, is he 2026? I don't know, but so it pops cenac to me. Another just like he's definitely going to be like a very developmental player. Like one we talked about not shooting the open 3, but this one I think you can get more because there's a guy like closing out really hard. But again, just like loses the ball. Definitely a lot of work to be done on offense for cenac. But you know, look at Perry jumping in that passing lane. Great deflection. Okay, yeah, good call with Trent Perry if you're still here. If you're still here, Riley. Let's go. Number 1, Keontae Graybear has one of my favorite names. Like Keontae Graybear, that is incredible. I love that name. A little overthrown in transition. This sick name. Actually, he's unfortunately completely outdone by his teammate, number 10, Legend Smiley. Like, That is the great. I don't think this pass was intended for Chris. I'm almost sure this pass was intended for the corner based on the velocity, but Cenac snags it anyway. I mean, hey, I guess that worked. Like, I don't think it was intended, but Legend Smiley is the greatest basketball name of all time. I, I hope he like ends up making the NBA and we have Legend Smiley in the NBA. That would just be the coolest thing ever. Yeah, that would be insane. But Cottrell Harmon, super skilled, really nice passer. Good job hitting this skip right there. Man, high school hoops are so fun. Off movement from Marcial. Cenac can't grab the board. Just a lot of spread. Harwell setting a little ghost there, but yeah, again, it's certainly uncommon for high school players to run like decisive offense. Why such late streams recently? Because my YouTube analytics told me that this is the best time for me to stream, and my YouTube analytics were right. They were absolutely right. I get more viewers late nights than any other streams I do, which is great. I appreciate it, and it just signals to me that one, the YouTube computer was correct, and that this is when a lot of my audience is up, and it works for me as well. I'm generally a nighttime person. Biggest name test pass person. Yes, yes. There is no better name test than Legend Smiley. CNAC. Oh, good shot. What's my opinion on Joseph Tugler? I like him, but I'm not a huge fan. Just probably too offensively limited to really stick as anything more than like a back end rotation player. But he is like the craziest outlier athlete. Like his vertical pop is so insane. His mobility is so crazy. He's so aggressive. He also like has the worst foul problems ever, and like has one speed, and that speed is 1,000 miles an hour. But he is like obviously like a very impressive physical talent with real instincts. And the defensive potential is clear, and like rebounding, and he's got some nice like hook shot touch floater stuff, but like I don't know if there's enough just going to be enough offensively for him to really play the 5, because I do not think he's playing the 4. So I would probably think of him as like a fringe guy, but not like a nobody for sure. Shout out Andre Iguodala Jr., number 12. I do remember doing a stream on Link actually, because we talked about Andre Iguodala Jr., number 12 right here. Ooh, he gets beat with that. Beautiful in and out right there. Quick move, explode. Good stuff. No rebound, though. Probably the worst feeling ever. Giving up an offensive rebound on a free throw, that's got to be the worst feeling ever. You just feel like a failure. You're like, damn. Cottrell. Harwell. A lot of fun guards on this. This Wasatch team is pretty much just like all fun guards and wingy type players, which is a classic and fun high school basketball archetype. I know this may sound crazy to some. I think Trae Young should be point guard in the level. I think his passing is very good. I also think his passing is very good. His passing is not my issue with him. Not even close. I think his passing is great. I will have eventually. I'm going to have some stuff on Trae, but like I'm going to do more stuff on Trae throughout this cycle. But the pass charting data stuff that I'm doing, Trae Johnson does incredibly well in that. The biggest obstacle for me for Trae is to being like a legit point guard is like the downhill creation stuff, just getting to the rim, finishing at the rim. That's my main worry for projecting Trae on the ball more like fullish time, but I don't think it's like he's not the most willing passer always. That makes sense given like Texas is not the greatest context offensively, and Trae is like their best shot maker. but yeah, clearly has fantastic vision, great decision maker overall as a passer, like really creative. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I think the shooting is going to be awesome. Um, yeah, Trey is great. I don't have much to say about Trey other than I think he's a very good prospect. And I don't think he's hopeless or anything on defense. Like, it's not good currently, but I don't know. He's like a high usage freshman guard, whatever. Who are my favorite defensive prospects in the next couple classes? Good question. In this class, I mean, who are the best defenders? Cooper, obviously. Noah. I think the three best. There's like the clear like three best defensive prospects in 2025. Off the top of my head are Cooper, Noah Penda, and Colin Murray Boyles. I think those guys are like the obvious three best defensive prospects. Like, it's a really interesting defensive class. There's just a lot of potential guys. That and obviously like your high potential guys like Malawash, Flory Badunga is going to be crazy on defense. VJ has high defensive potential. Ace has a real defensive ceiling. Then you have like your Miles Bird, like Neat Clifford, all these wings. Rasheer Fleming, who are awesome defenders. Like, it's a really fun defensive class. Yeah, Carter Bryant, also a great defensive. Yep, absolutely. Also a great defensive prospect. He's sick. Yeah, Brian is really, really impressive. His mobility and just like ground coverage are crazy. Like he's very, very impressive. Brian definitely in there. I think Darren Peterson is like a special guard defense prospect or like wing defense prospect. Like, I think he's going to be like I think he has like legitimately all defensive potential. So, and like that's part of why I think he's the number one guy in that class, is just because he's like that level on defense as well. Ooh, Junior County. I really like Junior County. I think he's 2026. Just like really, really good decisions, pretty quick with the ball, obviously skilled, like just a good player overall. Who are other good defenders? I'm trying to think off the top of my head in these next classes who are defensive guys that I like. But yeah, Bird is awesome. I mean, I definitely have my worries about Bird on offense, but he is a ridiculous defender. Dude, Andre Iguodala Jr., gigantic dude. He is enormous. Absolutely huge guy. Good closeout by Perry there. Yeah, good call on. I assume the guy who shouted out Perry. I assume Riley is sleeping, but it was a great call. Ooh, good spin move. Good deflection. Harwell's been all over the place on defense. This one has been a very quiet offensive game for Harwell so far, but his defense isn't good. Getting deflections. Easter getting to the rim. I'm actually going to look this up. How old is Jerry Easter? Yeah, he's 19. He turned 19 in February. So he's definitely older than most of these people, which is a good thing to keep in mind because, like, that is a big thing in high school, especially. Yeah, Brandon McCoy, definitely. That's a good name for sure. Also in that class, Jordan Smith. Jordan Smith is honestly becoming one of my absolute favorite guys. Honestly, 2026 is like the 2026 high school class is not my favorite. But there are some really nice defenders. I mean, Stokes obviously has a good defensive ceiling. Christian Collins is an awesome defensive prospect as well, who I really, really like. And like I said, Jordan Smith is great too. McCoy is also great. Yeah, Andre Iguodala Jr. is crazy. Some other 2025 guys I like on defense, King Grace, who is, I believe, who's a 4-star going to Mississippi State, I think, is an awesome defensive player. That one comes to the top of my head. Both Boozers are great on defense, like not special necessarily, but Cam and Caden are both very, very good defenders. Malachi Moreno, he's a center going to Kentucky. His defense is awesome. Tall, mobile, long center. Definitely others I'm forgetting, but I don't remember exactly. Good job by Cottrell. I also really like Cottrell Harmon. Where is he ranked on 247? Have him as Okay, he's like a top 60 guy in 2026. That seems accurate. He's quite good. Very, very talented player. Curious to look at Harmon's stats, actually. Okay, so Harmon, great assist to turnover ratio, almost 2. Not an efficient scorer at all. I mean, that checks out for him at this point. But how do I feel about Asengwe? I seem to be like the only person in the world who isn't a fan of his, which means I'm probably wrong. Um, it's been a while since I've watched Ulm. So I definitely like need to catch up on him and Saraf. And at some point, probably after the college season, I'm just gonna do a big catch up on all of the internationals. So oh my goodness, that was a big play. Even though that went in, that's a beautiful play by Trent Perry. So like I'm open to changing my mind. How's it going, Camille? I'm open to changing my mind on Asengwe. I just like have never seen the vision with him. I get the tools are freaky, but like I don't know. I mean, there's just so much like whether it's like touch on layups or like he doesn't really pass. He's not really a passer. Like he doesn't shoot. Like I don't know. Certainly I could be wrong. And like I said, the fact that so many people seem to love him, and I mean, there's not. I know some scouts who aren't high on him as well. But like, yeah, I'm definitely all the international guys. I'm not really watching consistently these days, except for like Traore and Penda. I'm keeping up with, but my opinion on those guys could all change. But I like Malachi on offense. I really like Malachi Moreno. I think he's one of the most underrated guys in this entire class. He's really good. Good rotation by Davion Hanna. Davion Hanna, another very good defender. But yeah, Moreno, like not the greatest at like big man stuff all the time, but just like so fluid and skilled, very good with the ball in his hands. And those are the kind of bigs that I fall for, and the kind of bigs that I think Mark Pope is really gonna like, just because he can execute like dribble handoff stuff, run high post, and he can score down low. Like he's big and pretty explosive and has shown a little bit of shooting willingness. Like he is just not like a star level scorer. But yeah, I have a prospect Giannis video on this channel that I would recommend all of you watch if you haven't. It's from like 2 or 3 years ago, and thesis is like I was blown away, and obviously hindsight is 2020, but it is absurd to me that he wasn't like a top 3 pick in that draft. Absurd to me based on his tape in Greece. It's just like he was already awesome. Like, but anyways, that was just a tangent aside, but yeah, Giannis was like a primary initiator in the Greek league, who was a ridiculous handler and playmaker already. Like he was already doing point guard Giannis stuff at that age. But yeah, again, would highly recommend you watch that Giannis video. The Giannis video, because it was probably one of my all-time favorites on this channel. Good backdoor there. Solid rotation here from Iggy Jr. Definitely just like a little slow guy. I mean, he's not so explosive, but gets there anyways, and is in the neighborhood to contest, which I like. Thoughts on Jasper? Solid. I think Caden Lewis is better than Jasper Johnson. IMHO. Jasper's going to be a good like secondary off combo to me. Like awesome handle, great. Like he's a great off ball guy. Like coming off curls, pin down screens, like getting going with the head of steam. Like he just doesn't have like the creation or athletic juice to me, and to be like an efficient on ball creator scorer type. But I think he's another really good fit in like the offense that they're going to run there. I think a Caden is more of like the on ball creator of those two. Or at least I think he's shown more of it in high school to this point, and I have more confidence in him in that. But yeah, I like all of Kentucky's freshmen actually. Who else do they have? I feel like I'm missing someone else that they have. I definitely feel like I'm missing someone else that Kentucky has, or maybe it's just people who they're going for. I would love to see Nate Ament in Kentucky. Would love to see Nate Ament in Kentucky. Honestly, that might be my favorite landing spot for him. Because like that group needs like a true like A plus alpha, like alpha legit prospect, and I feel like Ament is it's absolutely that guy who can like be your likely your go-to scorer. Is Iggy Jr. anything like his dad? I'm gonna say no. Not in like a bad way. I don't know. I mean his dad is like gonna be is one of the better players of his generation of when he was in the league. But so yeah, probably not. I mean he's like you'll occasionally see particles when he like makes plays on defense, but yeah, not really. But yeah, Ament would be great. He'd just be so awesome there. I think that'd be great. But yeah, I really like the direction that Kentucky's going. I mean, there's obviously great this year. I did this research earlier in the year. I'm curious if it's still consistent that like literally every single player that like transferred to Kentucky this year like doubled their assist to turnover ratio from last year. Like they're all so much better in that area. And I'm like, that is the Mark Pope boost right there. That is the Mark Pope boost. I'm like, yeah, I see you. Okay, so Trent Perry is just kind of a one-man defense here. Very unsure as to what cenac is. Yeah, I don't know. But opens his hips like fluid. Okay, I see the vision with. Will Mari Williams be draftable? Probably not. It's just like I don't know. I would bet against it. The most likely draftable guys on that team to me are Brea or Owe, at least for this year. And I like Colin Chandler for the future, and I like Brandon Garrison for the future a lot, but I don't think those guys are going to be, are going to declare anytime soon. But I think those guys are both good long-term prospects. Legend Smiley is playing defense in this game, folks. But yeah, Brea and Owe, I think. Owe had that like unbelievable sequencer play against Oklahoma. I don't remember exactly what he did, but I know he did something unbelievable. Like a bunch of straight points. I'm trying to remember, but more rough interior defense from Link. Easter getting to the basket. Yeah. I don't know. I just like struggle with them. Who's my sleeper creator? I honestly don't even like, I'm honestly not sure I view Jace as a real creator because I'm not really that high on his passing. I still think Jace is best as an off-ball guy. Or that's still how I think of him, but I think there's a chance. Favorite sleeper creator, I think it's got to be Phylon, right? If he can like become a real pull-up shooter, if he can become like a real pull-up shooter, because he's just like so jittery and explosive and has a great handle and has the passing feel. I do worry about like the scoring at the rim, so it's not a perfect one. But that's the one that comes to mind at least. It's like a sleeper creator. Oh, actually, no. My real answer is what's his name? Wesley Yates. Wesley Yates is the answer. USC freshman. That's the answer. He is the sleeper creator. Ridiculous player. Would highly recommend watching him if you haven't. It's Wesley Yates. Yes, Ortega's brother is it Odafe Owe, I think? Pass rusher? Oh my god. Wow. But yeah, definitely watch Wesley Yates. Robinson, I mean, like, yeah, I think just has a shot because of the size and the shooting, but I don't see him as a pro. I see him as like a Euro guy for sure. I just don't think he does enough else outside of shooting, and he isn't like the special shooter that Brea is to make up for that. And like Brea is already fringy to me. Like I think Brea has a shot, like a more legit shot, just because of the another cenac just kind of all over the place on defense right now. Anyone thoughts on NFL free agency? I was very happy with what my Colts did on day one, signing Cam Bynum and Travarius Ward. I'm like, finally, Chris Ballard, you spend some money. And then they signed fucking Daniel Jones. And I'm just like, my entire day is ruined. And they didn't re-sign Will Fries, which I didn't think they'd re-sign Will Fries. I mean, it didn't seem like they drafted Goncalves and Bortolini. And both of them seem like they could be good, and it just doesn't make sense to pay Fries that much money, especially off of the injury he's coming off of. But I still was sad to see him leave because he was so good. But yeah, I'm happy with the Colts overall, just because the corners are good. Another ambitious pass by Harmon. There was a lot of these high balls. Did Hopkins get signed by the Ravens? I missed that. That is cool. If that happened, that's cool. I don't know what the fuck the Seahawks are thinking. Good pass by Hannah right there. Seahawks have lost their mind. Yeah. I mean, this is just how the Cowboys are. Sadly, like this is just they're like we're gonna sign Javonte Williams and just draft guys and then not pay them when they become good, and we're gonna be fine. Good drive by Harmon again. I mean, he's like very skilled guy. Do I think that Harper was snubbed for Big Ten Freshman of the Year? Who won it? Wait. Oh, Queen. No, not necessarily. Just because Harper missed a lot of time, and there was like that stretch of this season where he was like where he had the illness and he just like wasn't looking like himself. And I think Queen was like dominant. I still probably would have given it to Harper, but I think Queen was good enough this year that I don't think it's unfair at all. Like no, I wouldn't call that a snub necessarily. Trent Perry, yeah, I'm definitely liking Trent Perry. Good closeout right there. He just like covers a lot of ground. I love guys who just cover space this quickly. So yes, shout out to Trent Perry. We play scrappy defensive basketball. You are not asking too many questions. That is why this is here. Please keep asking questions so I don't have to just keep trying to fill dead air. I mean, like, good try. Have not seen much Harwell, but like on the good plays, you can see the obvious tools, like the burst here, like the stride length. Like he's had better games. I like him. I'm gonna be honest. I don't give a crap about Queen's BPM against anyone personally, but I do agree with him not playing with enough force, especially on defense. Offensively, I think he does enough, but defensively, he just doesn't. He has like, I think his saving grace on defense is that he does have like legitimately very light, quick, fluid feet. So I do think there's potential for him as a perimeter defender, but yeah, his like interior defense and the motor stuff are quite worrying. But still, yeah, I don't know. I think the offensive upside is just like so immense. Thoughts on Broom in the league? We'll probably be solid. I don't see him as more than like a rotation big, just because like he's not that big. I wish he was a bit taller. I don't think he's very skilled for a big, but like if you're moving him to like the 4 or playing with other bigs, he's just like that skill advantage really diminishes if you're putting him on the wing. Like he can shoot a little bit, he can pass, he can definitely pass out of the post and stuff. But defensively, I think there's going to be limitations defending the rim. Then offensively, I just don't think he's going to be able to do everything he does at Auburn. But I still think like competent rotation big man play is valuable, even if it's just for holding up in the regular season or whatever. And I think Broom could definitely be at least that. I'm pretty confident he's going to be like a regular season big man at the very least, which depending on your philosophy could be worth a very high pick. If you value like the thing, like the floor and the safety and the consistency. Good drive by Hannah right there. Nice lay down. But yeah, Broom's probably going to be good. Oh, so many skip passes from Cottrell Harmon in this game. So many skip passes. And then a steal. And then a score on the other end. See what Gray Bear can do. Gray Bear kicks it to Trent Perry. Perry's got a nice looking shot. I don't think he's made a 3 or a jumper in this game. You can see that all on Bartorvik. On Bartorvik, they have BPM for all the prospects, and then you can filter by levels of competition or like for certain stretches. Would I rather John Pulaki? I never know how to say it. John Pulakaitis or Kobe Brea? Honestly, my first instinct was Pulakaitis on it. I think he might just be like a little more usable outside of the shooting. Similar to me though, I'd say. But Pulakaitis is definitely someone I need to watch more. I don't know. I'd probably actually take Brea. I definitely don't think Pulakaitis is nearly as like athletic or good at creating that, because like Kennard was an awesome creator in college, so I just don't think he has that kind of ceiling. Thoughts on a Pacers-Knicks rematch? Like, I don't think my heart rate can handle it, so from that sense, I'm not interested. But from like I would honestly, I would feel pretty good about it, to be honest. Like that defense in the playoffs from the Knicks is just very worrying. Like they have not been good against good teams, and I think like that could continue in the playoffs. But I'm also terrified of Brunson. Brunson is horrifying to play against. And the Knicks just, I don't know, the Knicks just have something. So I would probably be, I mean, I'd prefer it over like, I prefer it over like Cleveland or Boston, obviously. I don't know, man. I don't know if just based on how fragile we looked at times against the Giannis-less Milwaukee, like I'd probably rather face the Knicks than Giannis in the playoffs. Who is my favorite prospect this year? That's a great question. Good question. Who is my favorite prospect this year? First thought was it's probably Fears. I love watching Fears. I've always loved watching Jeremiah Fears going back to high school. I love Queen. I really like watching Alex Condon at Florida. He's a guy I really like. Pettyford is awesome. Just off the top of my head, those are some guys who I thought of that I think are really, that I just really enjoy watching. Wesley Yates, who I mentioned earlier, I'm very happy Hallie is back and playing like himself. I wrote an article for Sportscasting about Hallie's kind of return to form, and like he is so much more decisive and aggressive than he was early in the season. Like it was just, he was seeing ghosts out there. But Halliburton is well, maybe not like. I am kind of worried that like his back might be a little cooked forever, and like the burst that he had last year definitely I don't think is there, or at least not as consistently or as readily available. But yeah, I mean his defense has been quite solid too. Like he's still Halliburton, but like I think he's really tapping into like his off-ball defense, and he's like making some awesome reads and plays off the ball these days, even though he's always going to have pretty significant limitations on that end. But yeah, I'm super happy with it. I need him to be healthy. What a block by Perry. Whew. I need him to be healthy for the playoffs because, like, I mean, he wasn't himself in the playoffs last year. I think that's for sure. And Siakam, I think, is better this year than he was last year. Like Nemhard is, I don't know. I do feel good. Yeah, I'm also bummed about Rocco. I agree. He was so fun to watch last year. He was so fun to watch last year. But yeah, I agree. Rocco is awesome. All right, game is coming to a nice lefty skip pass. Yeah, Harmon's a really impressive pass. I mean, he's made not lefty actually. I saw that, but good shot by Martial. Yeah, Harmon's just made big shot after big shot. cenac, there we go. There we go, cenac. Good kick by County. Harwell. I'm pretty sure I remember that Link wins this game. Ooh, travel. Damn. Very easily breaking this press. Legend Smiley. Oh. Gets his own rebound, though. Shout out, Legend. Yeah, Hannah's had a nice game. He's a freaky athlete. Wait, after this game, or I'm gonna find a Davion Hannah clip that I posted. And just like the very impressive, like weird athlete that he is. Condon to the Clippers, I love. That's great. Do I think Bird projects to be a creator? No. I would be very surprised if Bird was I think he's very limited as a scorer, which is my big issue. He's a very impressive passer. Like I think Bird's passing is awesome, and I do buy the shooting being fine enough, but very, very limited. Like getting downhill, scoring at the rim, doesn't have much of like an intermediate game. So I wouldn't bet. I wouldn't bet on Bird to be a creator, but I would bet on him to be a good player. Davion Hannah is going to Alabama next year, which will be fun. Have I watched any Walter Peggs? I haven't. I'm not familiar with that name, unfortunately. Ooh, nice drive by. Was that get blocked? That was the wildness. I don't know if I got blocked, but ooh. Trell. Oh, it was Martial, but yeah, seems like a little too late for Link right there. Yeah, you can post the link, sure. Yes. Thank you for asking. But yeah, I'm gonna end this stream off in a few. But any last questions? Why am I still high on Yakuchonis? Honestly, I think the turnovers are like mostly an issue of like his handle and like balance and strength, which are problems. Like I don't see it as an athleticism problem as much as I think it's just a control problem and like a being too sped up problem, which is something that a lot of young players overcome. And I still believe in how high level his playmaking and shooting are, and like the foul creation. That I still think like he's kind of being overthought, especially because like Illinois asks him to play in such a high usage on ball role. and drive a lot and create a lot. But yeah, no, I think he's just like too high level a passer and a shooter for me to be totally out on. Even if he's not like a primary creator, I think he's going to be such a like good scalable second guard. Like, you know, could easily be a great like 1B primary decision maker for a more score first primary, like Anthony Edwards, the first guy that comes to my mind. But yeah, that's kind of why I'm still in on Kasparis. Kian Anthony, I think Kian will be a solid college player. I don't think he's an NBA prospect at the moment. Obviously, he's going to be sold as one. I get it. And he's talented. He's like he can do stuff with the ball, and he's got some of that like the mid range craft. But yeah, no, I don't think Kian is necessarily like an NBA prospect. I do think he's going to be a solid college player, though. He's like, you know, he's skilled. He's got pretty good touch. So I think there's enough going for. I think there's enough going for Kian to just like make him a pretty solid player. But yeah, I'm definitely. I honestly don't think Kasparis' burst is bad. I know it's like what people seem to think and what I see all the time, but I really do think it's just like the balance and footwork and handle stuff more than it is speed, because he really does like have a pretty solid acceleration gear, but just like doesn't have the other athletic stuff to go with it, in my opinion, which obviously isn't like a good thing. That certainly is a concern in its own. But I don't think it's a matter of like acceleration. I do think he can, like, there are plenty of examples of him like planting his back foot and getting downhill and creating paint touches. I think his size is obviously going to give him leeway there. Yeah, I have a very vivid memory of the one I'm thinking of is the one he had against, I think he had against Duke, where he like burned Sion James off the dribble and scored over Malawash. Yeah. ANGT is very volatile, but no, I do definitely believe in Kasparis. Anyways, that's it for the stream. Appreciate y'all.